Hello friends and welcome to video discussion of English Digi Page. Today our topic for discussion is omission of the definite article. Whenever we say the word article, three words come to our mind. A, and the. And they are correct also. But if I talk about articles, there are basically two types of articles only. One is indefinite article and the other is definite article. If I talk about indefinite article, then A and an are indefinite articles, and if I talk about definite articles, then only the is considered as definite articles. So today our topic for discussion is omission of the definite articles, that is omission of the article, right? So we will be discussing some rules related to this topic. The first rule says the is not used before plural nouns, and if I talk about plural nouns, then girls, boys, people, kids, children are considered as plural nouns. The first sentence we have over here is the boys are very notorious, and this sentence is considered as wrong. Why this sentence is incorrect? The reason is because boys is a plural noun and before boys the is placed. Therefore this sentence is said to be incorrect sentence. And if we see the second example says boys are very notorious, and this sentence is said to be correct. Why? Because boys is a plural noun and before boys the is not placed. Therefore this sentence is correct and first sentence is incorrect. But we have certain exceptions also to this rule. So moving on to our next slide. The next slide discusses about the exception to this rule. What is the exception to this rule? The exception to this rule is if plural noun is particularized, the is used. Here, particularized means specifying something or denoting something, right? The example here says, boys who are playing in the playground are very active. And this sentence here is incorrect. Why? Boys is plural and the is not placed. This sentence should be correct, but no, this sentence is wrong. Why? Because of the word who. This sentence is incorrect. Because we have added the word who, and this who has particularized the sentence. And therefore, before boys, the should be used. Therefore, this sentence is correct and this sentence is incorrect. Right, so this was the exception to rule 1. If plural noun is particularized, the will be used. Moving on to our next rule. Our next rule says the is not used before names of subjects. The is not used before names of subjects. The example here says the mathematics is an analytical subject, and this sentence you can say is wrong. Why this sentence is wrong? Because mathematics is a subject and the is used, therefore the should not be used. Second sentence, the is not there, this sentence is correct. In this sentence you can see it is just a general statement that mathematics is an analytical subject. Therefore the should not be used. And only mathematics, this is a subject, therefore only mathematics is an analytical subject is the correct sentence. Here also for this rule we have some exceptions. Let's see what the exceptions to this rule says. The exception to the second rule says narrow expression. Narrow expression means noun plus of plus noun takes definite article. Right? Now you can see this through an example. Understand this through an example. The example says the English of Sita is good enough. Here you can say English is a noun. Of and then again Sita is a noun. Noun of noun takes definite article. Therefore, the English of Sita is good enough is absolutely correct. If I talk about the second sentence, the second sentence says the history of Mohan is quite good. Again, history is a noun. Of and Mohan is a noun is quite good. Therefore, this sentence is absolutely correct. Right? So, exception to this rule says narrow expression noun of noun takes definite article. Therefore, both the sentences here are perfectly correct. So, moving on to our next rule, rule 3. What does rule 3 says? Rule 3 says the is not used before the names of seasons. Seasons, summer, winter, spring, autumn, these are seasons. And if I see the example for this rule, the example says, I was born in the summer. And you can see here the sentence is said to be wrong because we have used the before summer. And summer is our season, therefore the should not be used. Right? And if we see the second sentence says, I was born in summer. This is absolutely correct because the is not used here and summer is a season. Therefore, this sentence is absolutely correct. For this rule, we also have some exceptions. Let's see what the exception to this rule says. The exception to this rule says, if names of seasons is used in a plural form, or if the word season is mentioned, the is used. Here you have to see two things. If the name of seasons is in plural form and if the word season is mentioned, the is used. We can understand this exception through through two examples. We have two examples here. The first example says, my father visits Agra in the summers. And the rule says, if the names of season is used in plural form, the will be used. Right? In summers is a plural form and the is used. Therefore, this sentence is absolutely correct. If I talk about the second sentence says, I was born in the summer season. Why this sentence is correct? You can see because season is written here, therefore the will be used before summer. Hence, both these two sentences of us are correct. So, moving on to our fourth rule. The fourth rule says, if the ordinals are used without noun, the is not placed with it. We can understand this rule through two examples. Right, the first example says, I will the first contact my parents in any inconvenience. And you can see this sentence is absolutely wrong. Why this sentence is wrong? Because contact is a verb and not a noun. And the should not be used, though first is an ordinal number, still the should not be used here because contact is a verb and not a noun. But if we see the second sentence says, I will first contact my parents in any inconvenience, and you can say this sentence is 100% correct. Why this sentence is correct? Because I will first contact my parents in any inconvenience. Right? Because the is not written here, therefore this sentence is correct. Because contact is verb and not a noun. Right? So moving on to the exception to this rule, let's see what the exception says. The exception says, the is used before the ordinals with a noun. The first sentence says, first topic will be taught by the professor. And you can say although first is ordinal and topic is a noun, therefore the should be used. In the second sentence you can see the first topic will be taught by the professor. Here the should be used before the ordinal number because topic is a noun. Therefore this sentence is absolutely correct. Right, so this was the exception to rule 4. This was all for today's session. For more sessions, keep visiting mahendraguru.com. You can also subscribe us on YouTube. Till then, stay happy, stay connected. Bye.